You've probably heard about to steal sensitive information from almost any computer, mobile device, or even from the cloud. Sounds scary, right? The good news is patches have been created to protect many affected systems and products, and efforts are underway to update others. The bad news, these fixes might slow down computer performance. But where did these threats come from? To answer that, you need to understand a behind-the-scenes process called speculative execution. It lets devices do some work ahead of time to speed up routine tasks. But it also creates a security vulnerability nobody expected. Think of your computer as a restaurant. A customer comes in every day at 8 a.m. and orders the exact same breakfast. Eventually, the cook sees the pattern and starts making the order ahead of time. It's more efficient, and breakfast is ready when the customer comes in the door. But what if that regular customer decides to order something different one day? Now the cook has to throw away the prepared breakfast and start over. Speculative execution works in a similar way. Whenever computers perform calculations that aren't actually needed, the results are thrown away. This data ends up in an unsecured part of the computer's cache memory where unauthorized users can access it through a side channel. But why is this data left unsecured? Back in the 1960s, when speculative execution was invented, computers were very self-contained. Since there was no way to see the data being thrown away, nobody thought it was a risk, and it was never secured. Today, computers and mobile devices share system resources with many applications and environments. Normally, sharing is good, but when unprotected data from speculative execution ends up in shared memory, it can become a serious problem. Cybercriminals use a side channel to sneak in and hijack the data. Even worse, they can trick computers into loading any data, like passwords and account information, into the shared memory so they can steal it. So what's being done about Meltdown and Spectre? When researchers identified them, they brought them to the attention of major technology companies. Hundreds of engineers came together to create patches that block Meltdown and Spectre attacks. It's critical to install these patches right away and stay up to date with the latest releases of operating systems. In the future, system designs will change to eliminate these kinds of vulnerabilities for good. The reality is, computers will always have some security issues. That's why it's so important to have as many engineers and developers looking for them as possible, and for companies to come together and solve problems that affect us all.